welcome back to another edition of the No Stopping Kev Show. It's your boy, Kevin, a.k.a. Speedy, a.k.a. Beefit Jr., a.k.a. Lil KB. I'm in the house.
And this Big KB, and I'm in the house.
Okay.
Feeling good and starting to feel better.
That's what I'm talking about. All right. First things first, y'all. Thank you for listening, as always. But I need you to do me a favor. I need you to go out and share. Just send this episode to maybe a friend or two. But also, for updates, sound like I'm being low under the weather. But for updates and to see, what's going on with the show, follow us on Instagram at the NoStoppingKev Show. That's where you get, some cool videos, some behind-the-scenes content. Check it out. Now, today, we can call it today Lesson Day. And I'm going to let you go first, although you might take up all our time for this show. But we gonna see what happens. All right? So I know the biggest lesson you learned in life is you can't guard me no more.
That's not a lesson, because that ain't true.
So you know we talked about about behind the scenes footage.
Know what?
Bonus content. Don't make me post the videos. I got them still.
You can post a video because somebody looked at the videos I've been showing lately of our trailer, and you know what? I can't guard you no more. And it's about being honest. It's about being honest and true. I can't guard you no more, but you know what? I just know what to do a little bit more. See, my experience is gonna carry me through with you. Because no, I can't guard you. I ain't got the wind to stay on the court with you.
You said you need to play. You need a full court scenario. You need help defenders out there because you can't do it on your own. I'm just too much to handle.
No,
you cannot contain me 1-on-1.
But you know what? I know what to do to contain you.
You can't do it if we on the floor, just me and you, Dad.
I done did it.
No, you didn't. It's too much space. I go by you.
And then when I get the ball, because you're going to miss. When I get the ball.
No, if I don't want you to get the ball, you're not getting the ball.
Okay.
It would be layup city.
You know what? We're going to tell y'all right now. He just called me out again, and I'm going to have to show him again.
Yo, let's set a date.
Huh?
Set a date. We can go to the court. We can set the camera up. Dev got access to another gym only a few blocks away. So, let me know.
Like Nike. Just let's do it.
You see what's on my shirt today? I got that Eric Thomas. That's my motivational dude that I love. I can, I will, I must cook you next time we get on the court. You might not score. Ooh, I'm fired up.
You know what?
Fired up.
You know what? I tell you, I got this young friend that went on the court. You know what? He was telling me. He shook me and did all like this. I got a guy that one time I thought that I had him beat, and I thought that I went by him, but he stole the ball from me. Mm-hmm. He went. I had him on his knees, but you know what? He stole the ball. So how did I have him really beat? And like today, I like to say I had him beat, but you know what? That taught me something.
What did it teach you?
Just like today, we talking about lessons learned. Like a lot of times, my lesson. I've been a late person to see things in life. You know what? Like I'm gonna tell you, I remember this game when I was in college, and my coach called a clear out. He never called a clear out for me any other time. And you know what? I went by the guy and I fell down to the floor. And when I fell on the floor, I was frustrated, and I threw the ball up, and it went in, and we won by 1 point. I never forget that. But you know what? And everybody ran out there, and the gym was jam packed. It was overcrowded.
That was the game winner?
Yeah, it was the game winner.
Oh, man.
It was the game. I'm saying at the end, we had the ball. We were down 1 point. He said, clear it out for Kevin and let him go 1-on-1. And I would go on 1-on-1, and I slipped and fell to one knee. And when I fell like that, I kind of gave up, and I just threw the ball up. And next thing I knew, I ain't see it go in. I just seen it coming out of the net. And I just remember everybody grabbing me. But it wasn't nothing till a day later. After I read it in the paper and all like that.
What you mean it wasn't nothing, like it didn't hit you?
Yeah, because you know what? And when all the people were celebrating, wasn't celebrating. It didn't hit me till the next day.
Like, oh
And
man,
just
I
like
saved the
in
day.
life, like a lot of times, my lessons took a while for me to see and learn my lessons. You know.
It's like they say hindsight is 20/20.
Yeah.
When
Yeah.
you sit back and reflect, and as you mature, it becomes a little bit easier to understand the things you've been through.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I'm saying, stuff hit me late. You know, like a lot of stuff. But like the day, like a day, I could see things a little bit more clear and understand some more things than I did before.
Even without your binoculars.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So what you seeing clearly these days?
See, I could see like what you. I remember the joke that you said with me, and you bust on me. I don't know how many years ago, 12, 13, 14 years ago, when you say my glasses were so thick I could see in the future. You know, like the day I live for the day more so, and I try to understand some things for the day. You know. But we'll get back into this as we go through.
It was about 11 years ago.
11?
Yep.
See? I'm still not seeing clearly.
I just had to pull that up real quick. But yeah, so today, I think you wanted to talk a little bit about a lesson you learned in life, and I'm gonna give you the floor.
Well, you know,
I'm gonna clear out for Kevin.
well, I don't know so much. Like, I done learned, like, a lot of lessons. But, you know, one of my greatest lessons is for me to stay clean and stay focused on, you know, on that. You know, because, like, you know, I learned in life where so much that I didn't see about when I was getting high and how I made excuses to get high, and I kind of enjoyed you know, like that. Like I'm gonna say that like today, but I didn't see that. Like I said, I see things later in life. You know, but when I didn't realize how I was hurting my life so much because I was deceiving myself by things, and I just didn't see how I hurted you, I hurted Brianna, you know, like, and mostly it was y'all that that I went through there because I got clean with y'all, and I got clean because of y'all, you know, because I didn't want to send y'all through some stuff, but you know, I justified, I rationalized a lot of things about getting high, and I just learned that I didn't care. Like, you know what, today, through spirituality, through life, through me going to jail, I learned so much more, and I see so much more today, and which won't set me back to that kind of life, you know, and that would keep me strong today, even when I started doing the things that was wrong, you know, before I got to the point that I'm at now in my life, you know, and like one thing is I do have to say I'm grateful for my teacher, you know, my teacher is my God, you know, that's my teacher, and I'm so grateful, and I don't try to talk so much about him to anybody because I don't, but I'm grateful for him. I'm grateful for you.
Spread that word, man.
I'm grateful for you. I'm grateful for Brianna because you know what? If it wasn't for y'all, I wouldn't be where I'm at today in my life. You know, even though, like I said, I have some setbacks or I did make some bad choices like that. And like, you know, through me liking to use the drugs that I use, help and me making excuses and saying some things set me back to where I'm at. You know, I like sometimes like I say I can give you examples. I can give you excuses how I tricked myself or I deceived myself. But you know, one thing I have to say, like when I came into the program 12 years ago, I heard this word, honesty. How? Honesty, open-mindedness, and willingness. I heard that thing, and that's something that I took and something that I carried to. You know, like, and I have to be honest with myself, and we need to be honest with ourselves. And one thing is, with being honest with ourselves, we got to be open to what advice some people give us, some people try to help us with. Then we got to be willing to do them things, willing to listen, willing to get help. And I believe that's the thing that kept me clean. Even when I made bad choices. But like, you know what? Like I said, like sometimes we deceive ourselves. And like, I did that, and that would cause me to be incarcerated for the time that I've been incarcerated, because even though I believe them things, I went away from them things to do what I did. I accept what I did, and like today I'm better what I did, and it'll keep me away from doing what I did that sent me to incarceration. Because like, you know what, I can't, once I really know in the day, I know something. Today, like I'm grateful to be here on the show doing this with you, and to try to help some other people understand these things like that. Like I know that we come sometimes with my thinking, because how I came up, I'm grateful that I tried to give up these things, and I gave them up for years for you to not follow in my footsteps, because like I said, like at times people follow in their parents' footsteps, or somebody that we might think that's out there that doing the right thing or glamorizing the wrong thing. And like this is why I'm here today, and to try to talk to them, and we here to try to help some people, because like I went the wrong way, you went the right way. So therefore you can tell more about the right way, and I could tell more about the wrong way, and try to stir some people, because you could tell them what to do that carry them the right way, and I could tell them a lot of things I went the wrong way, with my thinking and all like that. But it took me to really be incarcerated, to have some time to reflect on some things, to change my way of thinking. And like, you know what, and like I say, I want to thank my God for changing and being for me to be able to see some things, because if I didn't go where I went, I might still not see the things that I see today. And that's what I'm grateful for. I can give examples of my life, the way that my thinking was, because it just made me do what I wanted to do. Today, it ain't all about doing what I want to do.
Yeah, that was powerful, man. You almost had me tearing up over here. But a couple things I want to just, ask you about, or dig a little deeper on. 'Cause you said a lot of deep stuff. When you said, back when you were using, and you said you were like just kind of not caring, right? But at the same time, I know how much you love me. I know how much you love Bree Bree, especially during that time. So how, like for me, it's hard to understand. Like I never thought you didn't care. Like I just feel like you get caught. Like whenever you have someone that's, have an addiction, they're caught in the middle. Like they want to get out. Like it's like your body split. Like part of you is reaching one way, other part of you is reaching the other way. And so I knew you loved and cared about us. So when you say you were not caring, what you mean by that?
Okay, like what I said, through my spirituality, I learned. No, I could tell everybody, I love my kids, but me loving you and telling you I love you and feeling that I love you, but what was I showing? When I was showing that I disappeared out of your life for days, months, or stuff like that, how can that be love? You know what I mean? Like I'm saying, I can say I love you, I can say that, but like I always say, actions speak louder than words. Like I could show you that I love you, I could tell you that I love you, but if I'm loving you all the way, how I'm loving you if I put a drug in front of you? If I put something in front of you, like, so therefore, I'm not totally loving you.
You're in that middle somewhere.
Right. You know what? Like, you know what?
It's a spectrum almost.
Right. You gotta be, like, the day I believe you can't be 1 foot in and 1 foot out. You either gotta be all the way in, or you're gonna be like, it's just not 100%. You know, and like today, I'm not gonna say I'm always 100%, but I'm more than I was before, because I understand and I realize some things today that it took me to learn. Like this, like when I always say, like I tell a lot of people, like, you know what, like I look at my incarceration. I don't know about everybody else's incarceration. My incarceration did me good. I don't know about anybody else, because I'm not coming out trying to be the person I was. I'm trying to come out and be the things that I wasn't. And like through the groups and the programs that I went through in college helped teach me. And like I'm gonna say, I just gotta give God so much credit. Like I gotta give him so much, because he opened my eyes to a lot of things that I was just living my life and believing what I wanted to believe. I needed help, and I needed to be open-minded to something. In some way, he got to me. He really got to me.
You want to know what's interesting? I was thinking about the other day, really right before you went away to rehab, but do you remember when I used to have to like get my mom's phone book, and I would basically call all the places you could possibly be?
I remember that.
You know, that came to mind. And, you know, you think about how you said you used to disappear sometime, right?
Yeah.
Being that I had no idea why you disappeared, this, that, and the third. I couldn't, you know, looking back, it's hard for me to even, I can't even remember if I could count the period of time, you know, sometimes. You know, like it might be a month, it might just be a week. You know, it's just all like kind of a blur. I just know I didn't hear from you in a certain amount of time, or I didn't see you. I'd be like, Mom, can I see your phone book? Yeah. It got to the point where she knew she would just find the page, and I would go to the phone and I would call, you know, the list of all the lists. She had all the numbers, you know, with your house, your friend's house,
right?
Cousin D. That was before we had, you know, the smartphones where you could save a lot of contacts in there.
I don't even think we had cell phones.
Yeah, we probably didn't if she was still carrying a phone book.
Yeah, we didn't even have cell phone. Do you remember? I used to go to my friend. You used to go to your Aunt May house and stuff like that on there. And I used to go to my friend's house right around the corner.
Yeah.
And I remember your mom used to say, Kevin would go to the corner just to see if he sees your car or anything around there.
Oh, really?
Oh,
yeah, sometimes when we would ride by, I would look. I feel like she walked me around there to knock on the door once before, too. Yeah. But, you know, that's because I knew the love was there. But, again, you were halfway in, halfway out.
See, but you know what the thing is? Y'all love. And, like, I got to say with Brianna, just like her mom used to say to me, I'm not going to mess you up with her. I'm going to allow you to do it. And some of them things, like your mom used to say, your son think you do nothing wrong. Them kind of things always stuck with me. And them things kind of stuck with me and helped me get better and get away from this addiction. Even though I had to go away to get away with this. But we still, you know what, I still like called y'all. I still came to Philly, you know, different things. Like I still here, like some ways I worked during the week, and the weekends I was here, or I even got y'all and took y'all back there with me on the weekend. You know, like I'm saying, like there's a lot that I learned, but like I go back to say, it took me some time to see these things because of what I did and how I deceived myself and what I wanted to believe. You know what I mean? And like today, like I just so happy to have y'all in my life. And like when I say, like, you know what, you can't be halfway with 1 foot in and 1 foot out. You can't be. You're not gonna succeed. See, like, you know what, like we've been on this show time and time again. How you went about your education, how you succeeded in life because you had that both feet in your life. You know, you had both feet in and you tried and you did what you did. You know, like sometimes as parents, we try to be parents, but like one thing is, y'all taught me. Like when I go back, when I say I loved y'all, y'all loved me. Even when I didn't have all the love, I loved y'all to a certain point, but y'all love got me where I'm at today. You know what I mean? And I'm sorry for the hurt that I caused y'all by the choices. Like, I still feel that. But you know what? With all that, that's a lesson that y'all taught me. Y'all taught me how to really love. I don't know how. Like, I'm saying, like, it was y'all love that got me to where I was today, because y'all love was stronger than my love. And I had to learn from my kids. You know, I tell a lot of people today, you and Brianna you're my father and Brianna is my mother. You know what I mean? Because y'all stay on me and y'all, like, help me so much. And like, I learned from y'all, to get this. And like, it took I always go back, and I'm always going to probably go back to my incarceration. Because if it wasn't for my incarceration, I might not see these things that I see today. Spiritually, whatever. Because like, I need to see things from that angle.
Yeah, sometimes you need that humbling experience. Like, I believe, sometimes God sends us through things just to open our eyes. Like, you might be going on doing things a certain way, the way that we're comfortable, the way we like doing it, but there's gonna come a point in time where he's like, let me put you over here real quick, so you need timeout. He basically puts us in timeout, right? Because while you're in timeout, what does a kid do in timeout? You take away all the fun things, all the distraction, everything that gives you enjoyment, everything that makes you happy, and you just sitting in the corner and you gotta think, right?
Yeah.
You gotta be in your thinking chair. When you're in your thinking chair, you can be like, one, how did I get here? Like, why was I doing what I was doing? What impacts and repercussions did my actions have on other people, on myself? It really gives you time to survey the whole situation. It's like in basketball, you come off that floor at the timeout, it's like, yo, how did we mess up that play? It was drawn up perfectly for us if we just went about it. But then, I ain't set a hard enough screen, so everything went awry. Like, that's what happens in life.
You know what? I talked to you about before, and when you talk about basketball, and I said to you before, like, my junior year, I started in the Sunny Hill League, where I had All Americans on my team, high school All Americans, and then the next year, he put me on the bench. I came off the bench, and I didn't understand why he did that until years later. Years after that, he said, when I set you on the bench, because when you came in the game, you took us from here to here.
Oh man, you found that out years later? I thought you found it out like that season.
No,
and so then you bought into it and been like, okay, I'll be James Harden, OKC James Harden.
No, it was years later. Years later. And when he was telling somebody, like when I came around him, and he was saying, yeah, I brought him off the bench because he took us from here to here. I never knew that. And then, like, you know what? If he probably would have said it to me that year, I wouldn't have heard it.
You wouldn't have been trying to hit. You wouldn't have been receptive that strategy or what he was trying to do, because you thought in your mind you deserved to start. You was good enough to start.
I started,
and so on your mind,
right,
you should have been in that starting lineup, but you didn't see kind of the bigger picture that was at play.
Right. And like, you know what? I didn't see that through life. Through my life, I didn't do that. Now, like when I say I heard them words, honesty, open-minded, and willingness. When I heard them words, when I first heard them, something in my gut opened my eyes to something, but I fully still didn't understand it. Like, it took me years, because like I say, I always get things like later. Even the enjoyment out of my life, I get later, because of how I programmed myself or how I was. Because I'm going to say how I wanted to think. See, like today, I need to be open and let people help me, and I still need help today. We never stop learning. Like, like I used to always say, I'm a student of life, but you know what? Like, a lot of times, I messed up my life. And see, one thing is, I'm proud of you. I'm proud of what Brianna doing. Because like I'm not trying to live my life. I'm just glad that y'all life is better than mine. And that's was my ultimate goal. But it took me to follow the right people or see the right people and try to learn from the right people. Because like my life, I learned from the wrong people a lot of times in life. And you know what really gets me? How so many people change their life. How so many people, like being on Facebook and coming friends or seeing people post things or what you call them or see their pictures, how so many people change their life. We all can change our lives. I think yesterday I was watching the news in the morning and how this guy got an award from the district attorney, and they got a program for people that been in trouble, that been to jail, and like how this guy changed his life, or how we can change our life.
Mm-hmm.
We just need to just change. Like you know what? Like my thinking and the way that I look at life is different today. Because I looked at life to satisfy me, and like you know what? Not realize that I was doing the wrong thing to hurt my life. Not only hurt my life, to hurt my kids' life, and people like it's just not y'all. Some people that love you, we don't see that what we doing to them.
Mm-hmm.
That's the real thing. Until we could realize that and hope that some people don't have to go to my place or where I've been to get what I get today.
Right. You need that mindset shift, and then I think you need the support to go along with it as well. Whether it's in the form of a program, allowing your family to come in and kind of help guide you and be there for you. I think those two things kind of go hand in hand with recovery, and I think I caught a glimpse of that on the news. Didn't get to. I was like getting dressed, so I didn't get to, pay into it. I think my mom even sent me an article on it as well. Yeah, so I gotta. She always sending me stuff through Facebook. Right. That's my mom is my news source. She Channel 10, but it's just something that what's crazy is prison is supposed to be a place to rehabilitate you, allow you to turn your life around. But I feel like our society is set up against people who have been to prison. Like it's harder when you come out. It's harder to get jobs. You're looked at a certain way. You lose certain rights. It's kind of like, how can you expect me to do better if I have less resources available now? It kind of doesn't make sense. But I'm glad you were able to kind of rebound from that.
Well, you know what? That's true. But you know what? How many people really want to rebound from that? Like one thing, and like I gotta be honest. Like you know what? Like I said, my eyes was open from the day that I first sat in jail. Like sometimes we blame the prison. We blame that it ain't there. But one thing I found out, it is there. It's like like Kiara said to me. That's my middle daughter. I'm not my.
You can call it your middle daughter.
Yeah,
out of your three girls, she the middle.
She said to me, jail was a bad place, and I told her, nah, jail is not a bad place. It's people in there, but jail is what you make it. Your incarceration is what you make it. Because a lot of people come out of jail and do good.
I think it is a place you don't want to go. Like you're there you end up there for doing things you shouldn't have been doing, right? So in that regard, it is a bad place. But I think what you're hitting at, which is powerful, is it can be used as a tool to help you be greater than what your old self was. So I think it, like in your case, it benefited you. You went there, you were in timeout, got to do some thinking. You got more connected with religion, which you rely on a lot to keep you going, keep you strong, keep you not going back to the old you that was using drugs, engaging in illegal activity, things like that. And so now, in my eyes, you're a stronger individual. You got more, you're leaning on, principles that can support you and help lift you up and keep you going. And I think that, the biggest thing, like, ask me what I think the biggest takeaway was today.
What do you think the biggest takeaway?
Thank you for asking, sir. It was HOW. That acronym is powerful.
Yeah.
Honesty, open-mindedness, and willingness is big things that you can apply to any struggle you're having in your day-to-day life. It's like, let me be, real with myself and assess the situation I'm in. And is my view on this how it really is, or am I putting a spin on it to appease my own self? So you got to be real with yourself, I think, is huge. And when you're looking at, the picture, when you surveying yourself and you say, I don't really like this right here, you got to be open to how you can change it. You got to be open to feedback you're getting from others. Because, I was watching, do you remember the old TV show Girlfriends?
Yeah.
It was on this morning. I put it on, I was like, yo, this is a classic. And one of the friends, I think it was Tony, she hired Lynn as the personal assistant. That was like one of the friends.
Right.
And then she couldn't get through it with Lynn, so she fired Lynn, or Lynn quit. Then this other lady came in, quit, and then Tracy Ellis Ross's character was like, listen, Tony, if two of your assistants quit on the first day, I don't think it's the assistants. So, she had to be real with herself and open to that feedback. Then you got to be willing to change, So I think those are things that we can carry in any part of our lives. Like, I can apply it to being at work. It's like, if I'm struggling with something, let me be honest. Like, okay, do I have any weaknesses in this area? Okay, Kevin, you can do a little bit better in articulating this, or you can strengthen your sales technique. Like, that's me being real with myself, but I got to be open. So now I'm being open. You don't always have to receive. Sometimes you can go seek out advice. Like, hey, let me go talk to another lender. How do you do this? How do you try to craft this conversation to get to the final destination, right? Because there's a lot of different ways, and you got to kind of find which strategies fit you. So if you're trying to, let's say you're trying to not use drugs, for instance, there's different ways that I'm sure people can use to avoid it. Or to make themselves stronger not to do it. So there's not a one size fit all, but definitely be open to trying different things. You got to find what works for you. Then you got to be willing to stay disciplined and do it. So I think how is going to be something that I carry with me for, every day now. Especially when I'm in those tough situations or I'm in those trying situations.
You know what? Like, I remember when I went there, and I had a friend used to say something, and like, how was so big to me, and like you said, but I need to be consistent at the how.
Strength and consistency, baby.
I need to be like that, because like, any day I can use the excuse to fall short. I can use, see, like, you know what, like, I tell you, when I came to your game one time, excuses is a symptom of failure. So I try not to, like, I'm not perfect. I'm never going to be perfect. But you know what? I could try to be better. And that's what I need to do.
I tell my players that quote, right? Sometimes I even walk them to the poster that's in the school.
Oh, y'all still got that poster in
yeah,
school?
still there.
So that's years ago.
Yeah. Those things go up. And I remember I used to just walk the hall looking for quotes. That's probably why I'm big on quotes. But, and thinking about how a time when I think that really applied to me when I didn't realize it was when I was playing JV basketball in college. Because remember, I wasn't getting a lot of minutes, especially my first year.
Yeah.
But I knew, like, the guy that was starting at the one in front of me, I knew if we went to the rec, it's a completely different story, right? Because, one, if I can play my style, like, it's game over. I was more athletic. He probably could shoot the three better than me, but I'm like, my mid-range jumper is better. I can get to the rim just off my athleticism. I'm crafting. I'm a different style of play. So I thought, I didn't, in that moment, I didn't really understand why I wasn't playing. I knew I was a better defender because if we were in practice, my man sometimes couldn't get the ball past the half-court logo, right?
Yeah.
So I knew I had a lot of tools that could translate on the floor. Why I wasn't playing, jury's still out on that. I never got that answer. But, sophomore year, I got decent minutes. But it made me it definitely was challenging for me to the point where I thought about just kind of giving up on it playing in college. Like, I'll just go play intramural or just go play at the rec every day where I know I'll enjoy myself. But I look back and, I came to a realization. I was like, I think I'm here for a reason. It's the first time in my life where I'm not kind of the star of the team or one of the stars. And it showed me a different side of the game. And I think it helps me now when I'm coaching, right? Because when you go from playing the full minutes to barely playing at all, one, you appreciate when you was playing, but it taught me how to be a better teammate, which I think is important in anything you're doing. You got to be a good team player when you're working with people, or if it's not just you, right? And so that taught me how no matter how much I wanted to play, I had to be selfless. So if my team was out there, I was cheering them. The guy that's playing ahead of me, I was still telling them, like, yo, watch back door or get back, slide. I was still helping them from the bench, right? And I think that helps me so much. And so now when I'm talking to guys on the bench that I coach, I can tell them I've been there before. I know exactly what you're going through. Right. And I can tell you how much I hated it. I know how much you hated it. But did I let that tear me down? Maybe a little bit in certain times, but I was still in the gym at night pitting up shots. I was still working. I still putting that work in. And then what happened? Sophomore year, I got a lot more minutes, right? So, I had to be honest with the situation. And, I was open to looking at it from a different angle. I think it's where the open-mindedness came in at. I still thought I should be playing more. But I was like, how can I make this situation a positive for myself so that I stay engaged? I still get to stay connected to the game that I love so much. And it became an opportunity for me to learn. That's probably one of the biggest things I got from playing at Penn 2 was just I was playing under some smart coaches my first 2 years. And so I really enjoyed it a lot. But yeah, we got to get ready to bounce.
Okay.
What you want to say
bounce. I just want to say our experience help us grow.
Yes, that's the other thing I had down here too. How promotes growth. It's like almost a formula. It's like the ingredients, and then when you serve that thing up, Chef Boyo Beeford, you serving up some growth, man.
And that's the greatest thing because, like, we learn from our experience, really. We really do learn from our experience. Like I said, like my experience might have took a little bit more time for me to grow than somebody else's. Mm-hmm. Somebody might get it a little bit quicker than me. But you know what? One thing is I'm glad today that I'm thankful for my experience. And I don't look at my experience as so much of a negative thing. I look at it as a growing thing. And like what I'm growing, and I hope that I could give some of my growth to somebody else. And like you said, we got to get ready to bounce, so we'll save some of this for the next time.
Yeah, and like you said, share the growth, right? Yeah. Share the growth, so we need y'all to share the growth. We trying to grow. We trying to grow this platform for pretty much what you just said, trying to help other people grow, right? So we need y'all to share this episode first and foremost. We also, if you don't already, follow us on Instagram and Facebook at the NoStoppingKev Show. Of course, on Instagram, it's all one word. On Facebook, it's the space NoStoppingKev. Let me do that again. Either one, just type in the NoStoppingKev Show all together. It's going to pop up. I guarantee it. Look for our logo. If you're having trouble, hit me up on at our email, NoStoppingKev@gmail.com. I'm going to help you get there so you can stay connected and in the loop because we got some great things on the way. Also, if you're interested in No Stopping Kev apparel, I got a hat on today. I was about to say I'm not repping the brand today, but I am always. I feel like I am every day, at least in my heart. Hit me up for that as well. We got some cool stuff, more stuff to come. So yeah, thank y'all for tuning in on this episode. Have a wonderful week,
and we'll be back next week.
Next week we coming back at you again with episode 16 of the B. It's going to be a great one again. So, yeah. Thank y'all. Have a blessed week. Love y'all. We out.
Thank you. Peace.